Yeah, not even the first, well, not even the first full year done, I believe, but Tessa Blanchard, third generation, she has a lot to live up to. She has the weight of the world on her shoulders, and that's got to be eating at her every time she steps in the ring. Sassy Steph's got to take advantage of the first mistake Tessa makes. Use her experience to her advantage.
Right now, Sassy Stephanie working on that arm as Tessa Blanchard earning the respect from this crowd.
Back elbows get Tessa off, and now caught with an arm ringer. Oh, yanking hard on the elbow and on the shoulder of Tessa Blanchard is Sassy Stephanie.
Absolutely. What she's doing right now is she's trying to make it so Tessa can't use her shoulder, which is a lot of what her offense is based off of. That flying clothesline she uses won't be as effective if her shoulder's damaged. Right now, Sassy Steph looking for an escape. She couldn't do it with a reversal. Instead, she goes right to the elbows and into that master lock. Shades of Billy Jack Haynes.
What is the term that?
Woman'sman is Tessa Blanchard using her power to escape and roll her right back up. Too close to the ropes, though, maybe. No.
He just likes to kiss the ass of whoever's in charge.
That's what you're supposed to do in life.
If you had the ear of Sassy Stephanie, what is one thing you would like to see different?
Nothing. Perfect.
I would like to see less Sassy Stephanie in the ring.
Dropping her on her head with that Japanese arm drag, following it up with another arm drag.
And again, you might get your wish, Dan.
Yeah, the way Tessa Blanchard is, and if Lufisto has anything to say about that, because Lufisto has made it clear she has her eye on Sassy Stephanie.
Yo, Sassy Steph, part of the killing of Pegaboo a few months back, busting up Lufisto, requiring her to get stitches. Sassy Steph's not in a safe spot whenever Lufisto's in the building.
There comes Blanchard, head of steam, driving that elbow right across the chest. He's going right back in on the attack with those uppercuts, and now whipping her across, but Sassy Stephanie reversing it.
Nice agility by Tessa, but she gets caught coming back in. The inexperience right there. She didn't know how to follow it up. Catching Sassy off guard.
Forearm to the face of Tessa Blanchard. Now being backed up into the ropes. Huge chop.
Look at Sassy Steph just taking her time, dismantling Tessa Blanchard.
She's in control, she's setting the pace, she signs our checks. She has the whole package.
And here it is, here's the office now getting involved.
Hey, she knows how to delegate.
Well, a great leader. It's what a great leader does. Isn't that right, Dan?
You're already kissing her ass too?
Hey.
But now is, and what have we done? We put her against, in my mind, the top returning athlete on the WSU roster. Somebody who was injured at the first secret show, but she's back. Potentially better than ever. We're going to find out tonight. Hanaya versus Athena.
Athena's been training long and hard for her return here to the squared circle at WSU Secret Show number 3.
It's been about 6 months since we last saw her compete in WSU and forced to forfeit an opportunity to compete against Jessica Havoc for the WSU World title in a 2 out of 3 falls match at the Uncensored Rumble.
Originally scheduled for August of last year, I do believe.
That's correct. But tomorrow, she faces Lufisto to determine the next #1 contender. The question is, will that person challenge Jessica Havoc or Shauna?
And that's going to be a hell of a match.
Definitely, first time ever. Oh, look at that, behind the back.
Wow.
And I think that was an arm drag that even Hanaya hadn't met in any of her previous encounters.
Very well versed in the art of arm drags.
She's a drag specialist.
Oh. Athena, a very hard hitter.
Gotta watch out for those kicks, too. You know, it's funny because I think when both of these women compete, they're normally the quickest in the match. But really, right here what we're seeing is a battle of speed. Oh!
You might want to watch out for that kick.
Yeah, Hanaya bringing the kicks. Size up Athena in the corner. Oh, almost took her head off. And Athena trying to use this match to perhaps shake off some of the rust. Because Lufisto was one of the best ever. Oh, Hanaya Kick to the body. Oh, another one. Perhaps trying to target the shoulder of Athena now.
Going down
trying
to the
tighten
thigh.
up. Yeah, the largest muscle in the body.
Whoa,
now
what is this?
behind the back.
Oh,
gonna
man.
hook up.
Head and leg, capture suplex.
These are some new maneuvers out of Athena, ones that there was no way Hanaya could prepare for.
Right
Hanaya
over
trying
here.
to break up some of the momentum of Athena, clutching her head, clutching her neck.
She's right over here by us, Denver.
Trying to shake the cobwebs. Athena perhaps looking to make a high risk.
Wait.
Oh, no!
Jesus! I felt that.
You know, I think if this was the Athena that we saw last year, she might have dove over the ropes or off the top rope onto Hanaya instead. Just punting her in the chest. Seriously, feeling the reverberations off the walls in the CCW Academy. That was scary. Just imagine how bad Hanaya feels. Wow. Trying to pay it forward, though, sending Athena spine first into the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah, now Athena feeling it in her back.
Oh, into the post, too.
Head first. Head first.
The matches on these secret shows have been so physical. Faced with the unenviable task of facing the alpha female. Alpha female demanded an exhibition match before she faced Jessica Havoc tomorrow. And honestly, this does not bode well for Barracuda Brittany, a rookie.
Could this be any more one-sided?
I mean, Barracuda Brittany, to the best of my knowledge, has only competed once before at the WSU Uncensored Rumble. And again, training here at CZW, training under the tutelage of Jenny Rose, who's overseeing this match.
She's just walking around with her. Plants her. What an intimidating person the alpha female is.
You know, you said that Mickey Knuckles was a monster, but alpha female, standing over 6 feet tall, almost 200 pounds of pure muscle.
Oh, God.
Just trying to put a hole in the chest of Barracuda Brittany.
She's like a cyborg.
She is. Sent from the future to send people to hell.
Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Barracuda Brittany not faring well at all. Alpha female. Man, I'll tell you what, did Sozio pick the wrong night to ref or what?
Yeah, for real.
Alpha female staring a hole right through Barracuda Brittany, and again targeting the chest. She might just rip right in her chest and pull out her beating heart.
Eat it. You're getting in so much trouble tonight.
We should have moved commentary to a different building.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't need to argue with her.
Very methodical the way that she's dictated the pace of this match. Sending Brittany down to the mat and pulling her back up by her hair.
God.
Now get her up on her shoulders for that torture rack. And Barracuda Brittany's going to be forced to give it up.
I definitely would. What the hell?
Oh, just slamming her down. That's it.
Your winner of the match, Alpha Female.
Well, I guess valuable in-ring time for Barracuda Brittany, but I don't know how much she could have learned from that, except the lesson if you're going to get beat up.
I think she may be underestimating Marty a little bit, who comes out of nowhere. That front face plant, shades of the stroke, if you will. Could that do it? No. Check out Jenny Rose, that great neck strength to bridge up out of that cover and get her shoulders off the canvas in the process. Takes a lot of arduous training to build up your neck muscles to be able to have the power, the strength that it to push another human body off of you. And listen to the impact as both ladies slug it out center of the ring. Marty for the ride. Check out Rose. Swinging side slam. Could this be it? No. Marty Bell kicks out right at 2.5. Jenny Rose, a smart maneuver to disorient Marty Bell on the way down, but didn't do enough. Fisherman suplex second time. Oh, Marty Bell with an inside cradle. Marty Bell not able to trap her for longer than 2. Oklahoma roll by Jenny Rose, and Jenny Rose gonna beat her. Competitive contest. Jenny Rose wins.
I'll give him that much credit. but I don't agree with the fact that he's toying with people's lives here right now. As Mia Yim
going sky high. Tope Suicida taken out. Jessica Havoc. Both these women have had some hard-hitting classic battles here. Jessica Havoc defeating Sami Callihan last May, and Mia Yim defeating Greg Excellent in a TLC match a little over 2 years ago.
And Mia Yim knows her way around. But Jessica Havoc is no stranger to getting uncensored and ultra-violent.
Yeah, Jessica Havoc was made for a place like the Combat Zone.
Jessica Havoc actually made one of her first major moments here inside a War Games match at Breaking Barriers 2, which is available on StreamWSU.com.
Well, she might be broken through a barrier if Mia Yim keeps this up. Look at the strength of Jessica Havoc.
Oh, God almighty. These ladies are battling all around. We saw Jessica Havoc leave laying one of the most respected women in American wrestling, and that's Mercedes Martinez.
Now she's got a handful of Mia Yim. Jessica Havoc, brutality is the word that best describes her. She is a machine of destruction. I don't think she has any peers either when it comes to that.
She calls herself the Death Machine, so.
Oh, where'd she get that from? Mia Yim, though, fighting back. Mia Yim has a lot of heart.
You're absolutely right. Mia Yim, as we said, no stranger to ultra-violence. She's fought Greg Excellent, one of the largest men in the Combat Zone.
Yeah, she gave up
TLC man.
Yeah, she gave up almost 200 pounds to Excellent, still defeated him on that evening. Oh, but can she defeat Jessica Havoc, who, if she wins this match, will be getting her job back?
And MLJ back here at the broadcast booth.
Hey, Emil,
Situation in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Emil, did you join the BJ Hyde Club that he's talking about?
I'm at the head of the line.
We have to fight for that.
Disgust me.
But that fight in the ring right now, Jessica Havoc has a very limp Mia Yim in the master lock.
And full Nelson applied. Oh, and look at this.
Now elevating her so Mia Yim cannot try to fight out of it using her legs as a base. Very smart strategy by Jessica Havoc.
Jessica Havoc using her height to her advantage right here.
And Havoc smartly knew she wasn't going to get the submission, goes to her high impact based offense.
How about a wrestling match? Any opposition? I'm down for that.
I'm good with wrestling.
Of course, Shauna, probably the best shape that we have seen her in since joining up with the WSU roster. Not that she's ever in bad shape. Always looks great, as does Kim.
Continues to get in better shape.
Of course, and that's important, obviously not only for appearance, but more importantly in my book, for your conditioning. So you have the win when you have to dig deep in the later moments of the match.
And this isn't going to be an easy contest. I mean,
No,
this is going to go the
definitely not.
distance.
Kimberly has so much momentum right now in the independent scene, one of the top female competitors. And Shauna obviously gets to compete all over the world. She's been on a number of stints through the United States.
And we were talking about the buzz factor earlier on this evening, and Kimberly's got a ton of buzz behind her. That was a hell of a contest.
And obviously she's going to be teaming up with Drew Gulak tomorrow. They made it to the finals of last year's Queen and King, falling short to Athena and AR Fox.
Solid shot. Right to the midsection. Here comes Shauna.
Wow. Not pulling any punches. But neither is Kim. Oh, right to the chest. Shauna's down. Portugal's perfect punching bag.
Whoa.
Now Kimberly showing her strength. She's got her position hoisted overhead.
You know, Kim's been spending a lot of time in the weight room.
For a full 10 seconds, all of the blood rushing to the head of Shauna. It's a very similar sensation to when your foot falls asleep, except that pins and needles feeling is being experienced throughout your entire body.
And then when you're slammed down to the mat hard like that,
It just emphasizes it sucks.
excruciating.
It sucks. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't try this anywhere.
To me.
Or me.
Do it to Emily.
No, don't.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Or my luscious locks.
Take the words right out of my mouth.
Shana's starting to get desperate. What a shot to the back.
He's trying to.
Oh, size her up. Getting a clear cut right across the face.
Yesterday was draft day, and I think she's trying to make a statement to the NFL teams out there. She can be a punter.
Really driving that knee. Another stiff shot. Now pulling away at the arms as Shauna's looking to slow things down. Portugal's perfect athlete now transitioning into that dragon sleeper. A very similar hold to what Kimberly's tag team partner Drew Gulak uses in that Gulak. Since those do train alongside each other, Kim with a quick escape. Oh man, caught her right in the abdomen with that knee.
That was a Takayama style knee strike right to the solar plexus.
You know, I think sometimes with Chana, you know, she's so beautiful. A lot of times you see her Dickinson right now preparing for his match later on with Lufisto. Going to be following the tradition that was started last year.
Oh, look at Allison Kay now getting on her knees, making fun of the stature of Solo Darling.
Oh no, she just opened herself up for that kick.
Oh, look at this. What a pinky swear if I ever seen one.
Pinky swears making Allison Kay cry out in agony right now. She's not going to tap, I don't think. She might not have a choice.
Both women back up to a vertical base. Solo Darling using that pinky and whipping her across the ropes. Allison Kay missing that clothesline. I think Solo Darling's just too short for her. Once again, Solo Darling using her stature to her advantage, and Allison Kay being sent to the outside here.
What the hell did I just watch?
You watch Solo Darling dominate AK-47 here in the first round.
She's like a squirrel ninja, just not as appealing.
Allison Kay just stole her nuts. What is she doing? She's lining the ring with the
trail.
acorns.
It's a trail. She's a genius.
Allison Kay is leaving a trail for Solo Darling.
She's using that nutsack to lure her in.
The Vanellope Von Sweets of WSU is falling for this trap.
Nuts aren't very sweet. Although, look at that mouthful of them. They just came flying out.
She just punched the nuts down her throat and now sent her right into the guardrail.
This is what she had to worry about, being stupid, like Solo Darling is, against a more intelligent competitor like Allison Kay. She has to realize these things when she's in a tournament for a championship.
Allison Kay, you're now seeing why they call her AK-47 with those vicious.
Allison Kay stood toe-to-toe with Lufisto in the past.
Well, now here's the problem with Allison Kay. Worrying about getting those pinkies up and not keeping an eye on the enchanted squirrel of WSU. Allison Kay now looking, oh wait, rolled up by Solo Darling, cover here too. Only getting a 2 count.
No, but Allison Kay right back on the attack of Solo Darling. That trap really worked to Kay's advantage. She got caught momentarily, but now she's back on the attack, and she's making Solo Darling pay for her shenanigans she brought into this contest.
Right now, the unbeatable squirrel's not looking unbeatable as Allison Kay continues this assault here in the first round of the Spirit Championship Tournament.
This is going to be worse than the great squirrel fire from Biodome. Allison Kay is going to make her pay. Well, the fans finding their new fetish.
Now, the fans have always loved Solo Darling here. What's not to love?
No!
There's that hug that Solo Darling's. Oh no, Allison Kay reversing it.
Squirrel hug right into a Northern Lights suplex.
Oh, nearly putting Solo Darling away.
Yeah, I don't think the squirrel hug's as effective as a bear hug.
No, you're absolutely right.
And look at this, it's raining down with those shots to the face of Solo Darling.
Yost better watch out for those closed fists into a pinning combination, but once again, Solo Darling able to kick out before 3.
Allison Kay is relentless. She's not going to let Solo Darling step in her way in this championship tournament.
Solo Darling looks like she's been through a war already. Look at that squirrel outfit being torn off her body by Allison Kay here.
Yeah, well, that's what happens for being a furry. Nobody likes them. This woman has an identity crisis, and Allison Kay is going to make her realize who she is by beating her down tonight. once again relentlessly attacking her. Those kicks in the corner to the midsection.
So Darling being sent right across viciously, dropping down once again into a cover, but Darling able to kick out before 3.
So we've got the second of 3 debuts tonight. Paloma Star looking to impress against Mickey Knuckles, who has gone undefeated in competition. This is being knocked off. Queen of the King Queen of the King, that's not what it's called. Can we just redo the whole intro?
I'm not scared.
Paloma Star is not scared.
Is she trying to convince Mickey Knuckles or herself of that?
You want me to skull fuck you? Shut the fuck up!
I like this.
I am terrified of Mickey Knuckles. Let me provide you with Exhibit A, her match against Soraya Knight at Blood and Thunder last year.
That shit was ridiculous. How she brutalized Jules Malone.
Oh my God. I do not like Paloma Star's chances in this match whatsoever. But this is the first time we've taken a look at her, so not going to write her off yet. Even though she's given up some size, still able to come up with the leverage necessary to force Mickey Knuckles around the ring. Bit of a stalemate, you might say.
That is impressive in and of itself.
You think so big, Mama?
I have a feeling I'm not going to leave this weekend without getting licked.
Oh, you're getting licked.
Oh, I don't want to get licked.
I'm happy to be here, Mickey. Fuck you, bitch.
Well, Paloma Star obviously appreciative of the opportunity to be able to compete alongside Mickey Knuckles, but dude, is there a better striker in women's wrestling than Mickey Knuckles? Is there a better striker in men's wrestling? Is there a better striker in all of wrestling? Mickey Knuckles is so fucking tough. And Paloma Star goes down, but so does Mickey Knuckles.
Yeah. You know, I like Paloma Star's attitude. She's happy to be here.
Oh, but Mickey Knuckles sidestepped her hard, landing on the apron. Might have caught her facing that rope, too. Not much of a rope. And now taking part of Athena's ring gear that was left from the previous match, just choking her with it. Now she's got a cane. Oh, caught her right on the head with it. Do you want to get licked to death, pal? You let it ride.
It's Combat Zone Wrestling Academy. I'm gonna allow it.
They're right over here by us, Denver.
Bad idea.
Oh, no.
Oh!
The bell rang.
Veda Scott starting out now with Nevaeh. Nevaeh and Von Eerie, both a couple of young 10-year veterans. Started in the game at a very young age and have prospered to many, many miles traveled and battles won. Veda Scott and Bonesaw about half that time in the business. Still coming up in the world, but looking very, very promising. Although they'll have their hands full against the veterans, the very physical veterans, at that. And it's Nevaeh who sends Veda Scott out of the corner. Follow through shades of Kurt Hennig with an overhead neck snap, that snap mare. Follow through, sliding clothesline, finds a count of 2. Nevaeh hanging around with David Jake Christ and Ron Mathis, a number of other very, very dangerous individuals that have been part of Ohio is for Killers, OI4K, tagging to Christina Von Eerie, who hails from Spook City, going toe-to-toe with Veda Scott. Veda Scott trying to outstrike Von Eerie, and that may have been ill-advised. Von Eerie, not just an accomplished pro wrestler, she's been a vocalist and a bass guitarist in a number of punk bands. as Von Eerie finds 2. One of those bands was named The Lurking Terror. The other band that Christina Von Eerie was in was named Puke and Spit. And if Von Eerie has her way, we may see at least one, if not both of those items before this match is done, as she deprives Veda Scott of oxygen. Cobra clutch into a face plant. Nicely done. Veda had no way to protect herself, and that was almost it. Good fall. Impressive offense by Von Eerie, who's often called the Punk Princess. Von Eerie went to package Veda up for a side suplex, but Veda escapes quickly. In comes Bonesaw, Jesse Brooks, out of Brooklyn, New York, and Von Eerie picks up with Bonesaw right where she left off with Veda. Impressive. And Von Eerie did not connect with that attempt at a kick, and you see the assist from the outside. I believe Veda Scott got involved illegally, allowing Bonesaw to take over. Bonesaw, an individual who has worked on perfecting a fisherman suplex. Talked about Kurt Hennig a moment ago. Let's see if she can utilize it on the much taller Von Eerie. Charging in. And a little bit of double team here from Veda Scott, and Bonesaw and Veda uses her body as a projectile. Cover deep hook of the leg for 2.
Really want to announce every month.
See a level of respect, but as soon as that bell rings, the respect's going to go out the window, as both competitors are going to give it their all to win this matchup.
You just have to imagine, this is the main event of our anniversary event, not a title match. This is a match about pride between 2 women.
The physical,
who's the better of these 2?
Yeah, and both athletes have a lot of physical capabilities. Just the amount of new offensive maneuvers they can bust out with tables, ladders, and chairs in the equation is hard to fathom.
Hanaya getting rid of Athena to the outside. Athena almost lands on top of that table.
Maybe now it's just setting into Athena, just coming so close, being driven through a table.
Oh, Athena didn't think she would do it.
First risk taken by Hanaya. Pinfall or submission wins the match in this one. Nothing hanging from the ceiling. We're going to find out who's better by either a tap out or putting someone's shoulders to the mat for 3 seconds.
In comes Hanaya.
Oh, huge side slam. And we should be clear here. This match, there's no contract, no title belts hanging from the ceiling. These women are just allowed to use tables, ladders, and chairs in this match.
And Athena was the first to bust out the chairs. Leg sweep by Hanaya.
Trying to sit up, and oh, that chair's in the wrong position, being drilled right into her face, going for a cover here. They're only getting a 1 count.
Both athletes trying to end it early before they put themselves in harm's way too much.
Now just driving that forearm.
And look at Hanaya, just viciously pounding down with the forearm.
I think she already has a little blood coming from her lip.
Yeah, it looks like she got caught early. And now look at this, Athena attacked the leg. Looking for a suplex now, but think about it. You take out the legs of your opponent, they can't really utilize the ladders in any high-risk situations.
Wait a second, do you see where that chair is?
Yep, I got eyes.
Oh, man.
And Athena's got a back that was just driven into it. But Hanaya not going for a pinfall or anything. She's looking to get some objects, some weaponry. A dangerous ladder.
Yeah, one of the many that have been brought out to ringside here. Now, it should be noted that ladders are not meant to be fought with. Oh, summoning a little bit of Terry Funk here.
Just drilling Athena with the edge of that ladder right in the skull.
Oh! See the way her arm got stuck in that ladder?
Not her arm, her neck, everything.
We got to cover, that could be it. Only getting a 2 count.
Everything.
As of Elsewania, staying 1 step ahead of Jessie K, and Jessie K says, maybe I'm gonna hit you with a clothesline. Jessie K sends her off, looking for that spine buster, just shrugs her off. Crazy move. I think Swaney might have been looking to convert that into an arm drag, but unable to keep the hold on the arm. And now Jessie K tossing her overhead with that hip toss. See how it kicked her foot with that, a lot of momentum put behind that move, almost a judo-style throw out of Jessie K. Is she a trained judo professional, Drew Cordero? Denver, Colorado? Oh, great, now I've been outed. I think Jessie K's been out as a pretty good wrestler right now. Really taking it to Isabel Sueña. Of course, Isabel Sueña competing alongside the Latin Dragon in this year's Queen and King of the Ring Tag Team Tournament, falling to the eventual winners of AR Fox and Athena. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of. Sueña able to catch herself on the apron, and how about getting caught with a kick right to the face of Jessie K? Worried her head was going to collide with that concrete wall that we smash our students against. Now the fans trying to get under the skin of Isabel Sueña to try and break her concentration as she takes it to the Maryland native. But the mainstay in Isabel Sueña with the running boot, great extension. Kicked her right in the mouth again. Both competitors here very athletic. Rolls her over at the half, cooks the leg. Just a 1 count there. Christopher Lynn says a 1 count. Got her short over for the 2. It's good heart from the youngster Jessie K. And we see Jessie K wearing that headband, but that's not the source of her power. Man, this crowd is really behind Jessie K. Weird that a headband would be the source of power for anybody. My source of power is Raisin Bran. Isabel Sueña very tenacious, continuing the fight, even though Jessie K has pushed her off multiple times. Now trying to continue to wear down her opponent. I'm not sure she's going to be able to submit her from this position. And I think that Sueña may have forgotten that she's giving up that size difference. Look at Jessie K bringing her up, having to carry the weight of her opponent and sending her overhead. Dangerous position for someone wearing a mask. That thing can shift on you, you can't see. Now right there, it looked like Jessie K was going to be going for that choke bomb. And instead, Sueña went right to the eyes. Doesn't matter how big or bad you are, how much time you spend in a gym, there's always going to be spots on the human body that are vulnerable. The eyes, the ears, the nose, and even the hair follicles. We see Sueña with a handful of hair driving Jessie K face first into the canvas. Not the most moral of tactics. She's fighting dirty, let's face it. Ease up, Erickson. I don't know what that means. Sueña once again being distracted by the fans here. Good. That's what Crystal Vin needs to do. He needs to be enforcing the rules right here. I think the fans mocking Sueña here. But that was an awesome bridge.
This is a woman who has competed in deathmatch tournaments.
Oh! Ambushed again! Ringing the bell, I mean, is this false count anywhere too? I mean, if
don't you make the rules?
Well, it's up to Levin to enforce them.
Oh, good luck with this one. This was one time I don't envy him whatsoever.
Oh, this is the one time you don't envy him.
Oh, well, I don't envy him every day of his life, but oh.
What do we see, a kendo stick already? All right, there we go.
Tojo Yamamoto style, going to work on Moose's back. Oh, and the side of her skull.
Oh, and another shot at another region, just for good measure.
Already welts on the back of Mickey Knuckles.
There are not nearly enough students out here. Oh my Christ!
Serena Knight, who traveled the world as having the meanest reputation in all of women's wrestling. Think of her as essentially the Fit Finley or David Taylor.
I think that's
of
a
the
great way.
female
I think that's a
sport.
great way to
Oh,
describe
hard
Saraya.
suplex. And then you think about it, around 2005, Mickey Knuckles starts making her name for nearly 10 years now as the baddest bitch on the deathmatch wrestling scene in women's wrestling. Not just death matches. Oh man, she's competed against men. IWA Mid-South deathmatch tournaments. Total non-stop action. She's been everywhere. Perhaps getting the breaks that Saraya feels she should have gotten.
And you know what's the craziest part about all this? Is that even as well-traveled as Mickey is, as many violent matches she has been in, this may be her toughest challenge to date. Oh my God! That's what you're gonna do.
Two women not trying to sell sex appeal. They're trying to sell the violence of this sport, and they're doing it to each other right now. Although I do have a thing for Saraya.
Yeah, she's gonna be careful right there. I don't know what she knows what she's turning around into. Oh my God, she threw the keyboard, the point her right on the top of the head.
Jesus Christ.
And now we've got the staple. Give her a 20. Oh!
That's what I think of the internet too. Oh no.
Oh, she just stapled it to the side of her head. I'll tell you what, when you're in pain like that, when you're experiencing the pain of having a staple on the side of your head, how can you concentrate and possibly fight it? The only thing you could be thinking about is getting that staple out to relieve that pain. And you can't do that with your bare hands. You need pliers for that.
And even that hurts like hell.
Oh my God, Chris Levine is dead.
Chris Levine gets pushed around more by the women than the men. Been a dangerous decision on her part, but right there, getting that jump on Tessa.
Well, Nia Barella, nearly putting away this third-generation superstar, and Tessa Blanchard. Nia Barella.
Now, she's only 8 months in the business now, right?
Something like that in less than a year, I know that much. Nia Barella doesn't want a new girl to come in and take that championship from her.
Well, Nia Barella has been trained by some of the same people that Tessa Blanchard's family knows quite well. She is a student of the Wild Samoan Wrestling Academy, so you can see that crazy side in her right now.
I think the crazy side in her is actually the genius side of her. That's what makes her so smart, so calculated.
Driving Blanchard's head right into that top turnbuckle.
I don't know. There we go. I don't know if Tessa Blanchard expected the jump start like this. This is why Nia Barella has been so successful in her return.
Well, this is one of Blanchard's most highest profile match to date.
Oh,
a championship match. I mean, this is a big deal. She must have thought it must have been easy coming into this, getting a championship match right away.
She's young, but I would really like to see how resilient she is. Let's see how she does in the face of adversity.
Let's see what she's taken from her father's game. What great! Well, there's that vicious side of the Blanchards. Oh, Fez press.
And laying waste now to Nia Barella.
Nia's covering up, using those forearms to cover up.
Nia Barella just bashing her head right into that mat.
Yeah, but she might have awakened Tessa Blanchard, who's coming back on with a series now of arm drags, taking over the champion.
Sending Barella off the ropes. Barella backing up. Waist lock applied. Oh, backcracker. Going for a cover here. 1, 2. We could have a new. Oh.
She looks like she has a heart of a wrestler to me.
She definitely has the DNA of a great wrestler in her.
That is absolutely true.
And now sending Nia Barella across the ring into the turnbuckles there. And Barella moving, tripping her up. And Blanchard there on that bottom turnbuckle now. And Barella's just going to drive her face right into that turnbuckle.
Nia Barella now arguing with referee Kevin Keenan.
Well, Barella is no stranger to arguing with authority. As we've stated in the before, she lost a loser leaves WSU match a few years back and weaseled her way right back into the company as she now is teaching Tessa Blanchard a lesson, chopping away at the chest of the young third-generation star.
Hitting those brutal knife edge chops. I believe that Ms. Blanchard might know someone who has a very vicious knife edge chop himself.
Oh, I think so. Wahoo McDaniels. Right now, Barella making Blanchard carry her weight. Wearing her down right now, trying to... Blanchard, you just see the amount of pain she's in right now, trying to fight this hold.
Blanchard getting to a vertical base, using those elbows, trying to break away from Barella, but to no avail.
Yeah, Barella not letting her create any distance.
That's the mark of a good professional.
Going for a cover once again.
That ass though.
I don't know what you're referring to, but the barbed wire bat yielding beauty, Jules Malone and the Gem City Queen about to fight it out here. And it looks like Nevaeh showing off a little bit. You guys regain your composure.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a night here at Breaking Barriers. And still to come in the main event, Lufisto will defend the championship against Jenny Rose. But right now, these two women pretty much evenly matched in the early going here at Breaking Barriers.
Who do you got, Dave?
There you go. That was a nice head scissors. Good technique. If you notice, she crossed her legs behind to really get that choke in.
Yeah. Trying to wear out the neck, trying to choke her like you said. Evenly contested going into this one.
Well, if you can't breathe, you can't fight.
No, that's true also.
Nice standing switch right there.
Yeah, right to the full Nelson by the Hardcore Princess, working over the neck of Nevaeh.
I mean, she is Canadian, so she can wrestle. Don't let the Hardcore moniker fool you.
Well, that's racist about Canadians. All of them
They
don't
can
have
wrestle. They can wrestle.
They can. It's not
That's
nice
what I just said.
It's not nice to stereotype.
Hey, that's not stereotyping anyone. That's just straight up honest facts.
And all
look
Asians
at the
are smart. And look at Nevaeh.
Look at the Hearts. Bret Hart, amazing technician, Canadian.
Lots of Canadian. I agree with you completely. But right now, it looks like the people from Ohio, Dayton, Ohio specifically, can wrestle. As Nevaeh nearly put away Jules Malone there.
That was a nice pinning combination.
Oh. Snap suplex by Nevaeh, going right for the cover. Smart idea.
Once again, only getting a 2 count. And Nevaeh's been having some problems here with some of the other ladies in the locker room, most specifically Nia Barella, who many believe, and I included, believe that Nevaeh should be getting a Spirit Championship match here tonight.
She should indeed. And I've noticed that my sister-in-law has been getting the shaft as of late.
You're absolutely correct, as Nia Barella has been running, I believe, running scared from Nevaeh, but right now Jules Malone, she's choking her out with that boot.
Yeah, she's not getting the shaft from Jules Malone. Jules Malone kicking her
Hard
hard in
knife
the corner,
edge
but
chop.
Nevaeh coming back. Dave Christian's a bad influence.
Oh, come on, referee, get her out of the eyes.
Hey, you know, you can't really disagree with tactics like that, you know. You got warnings in that ring.
Well, I see how this is going to go all night.
I have to put up with all the time.
But Jules Malone right now making Nevaeh carry her body weight, wearing her down. Nevaeh trying to fight to that vertical base.
But she makes up to that vertical base. 1, 2, 2. Oh,
Man.
that's the third time to the hair there.
Don't look at me. Nick Papagiorgio's the one in charge of this battle. Right now, Jules Malone's the one in charge of this fight.
Well, we've seen Nick Papagiorgio. He's not really liking the ladies. He's afraid of ladies.
He's whipped. Whipped by their intimidation factor.
I'd also be intimidated when a lady like Jules Malone carries a barbed wire bat to the ring.
Now working over that abdominal region and getting ahead of steam, following up with a huge Stinger-style splash.
And then a bulldog. And this is not looking good right now for Nevaeh. She's being covered here. 1, 2, and
Big kick out. There you go. There you go, Nevaeh.
Stacked her up on her shoulders, but man, Kimberly able to get the shoulders up at a count of 1. Modified Dragon Sleeper now by Hayden. Again, that worldly experience. She's been all over North America. Not the most popular submission move here in the U.S. This is seen more often in the Mexican and Japanese styles. Obviously, it's been integrated into the U.S. several times, but Barbie showing her know-how in many different styles, but Kimberly gets the jawbreaker. And again, to my point about how personal this has gotten, Kimberly takes out the vertical base. modified bulldog. This could do it here. Hook of the leg. Only a count of 2. As both women looking for something big here, perhaps. Pile driver? That's outlawed in 90% of this industry, but not here in a DDT. Hayden with an emphatic DDT, stacks her up and gets the victory. Proud of herself, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner advancing to the second round, Barbie Hayden.
Barbie Hayden shows why she's successful beyond her years, young in the industry, but very calculated. Barbie Hayden beats the very tough Kimberly.
The hardcore princess bringing that barbed wire back down to the ring.
I don't know, Princess Jessie of Voorhees Township, muscling the hardcore princess in the corner, but misses out early. Drop toe hold into a front headlock. Front face lock by the hardcore princess, who has the advantage right now.
Jessie K getting the advantage over Jules Malone now as MLJ joins the commentary booth.
Hey, what's going on, Dan, Jake?
Things were getting a little heated there to start off the event.
Yeah, I almost got caught by that barbed wire baseball bat. Gotta be careful in there.
Yes, you do. But right now, Jessie K being dropped down by that shoulder tackle from Jules Malone.
Snapping the neck and back to her feet. Fez press.
Fez press by Jules Malone, just raining down punches, finishes the combo with a headbutt.
Yeah, Jessie K wants no part of the hardcore princess. You could tell a few moments ago she ran away when she saw that bat in the ring.
No, I don't blame her. I wish I would have done the same thing.
We got a battle of royalty going on right now.
Well, Jules picking up a head of steam and taking her down with that head scissors.
And she's not done yet with Jessie K, taking her down once again and going for a cover smartly here, but only getting a 1 count. The last time we saw Jules Malone was at the Queen and King of the Ring tournament, where she went to a huge battle against Mickey Knuckles.
Variation of a hot shot by Princess Jessie. Giving her the advantage now, but she's taking some time to talk down to her peons here in Voorhees Township.
Yeah, that's not gonna go well for Jessie K if she lets Jules Malone any breathing room.
Here you see Jessie K just driving down all of her weight in the form of a knee drop, hooks that far leg. Tony S says 2 only.
Well, Jules Malone could definitely take a beating. That's why she earned the nickname the Hardcore Princess. Jessie K has got to stay on top of her.
It was back in February when Jules Malone took that sickening sidewalk slam out on the floor, courtesy of Mickey Knuckles. That was brutal and disgusting. You're gonna have to do a lot to put away the Hardcore Princess.
You're absolutely right.
Proof right there, she's fighting to her feet. Between two of the hardest hitting women in the entire world. LuFisto, who's competed in Cage of Death matches. Mickey Knuckle, who is a death match aficionado.
I've seen a damn chair broken over her head, and she still went for more.
But there is a level of respect between these two. But Mickey Knuckles might not want to show any this afternoon.
Oh! And these two hard-hitting females going at it right away.
Listen to those shots. LuFisto giving up a lot of size, but she's not going to back down.
So once again off the ropes, trying to take out Mickey Knuckles. I don't know if exchanging headbutts with Mickey Knuckles is too smart here.
I don't know if stepping in the ring with either of these women is too smart. Neither of them having any respect towards their referee, Dan Yost.
Oh my God, these two women, Jesus Christ, these two women aren't stopping. These brutal headbutts of Mickey Knuckles putting a period on that sentence, chopping down LuFisto in that corner.
Oh no!
Again, the World Championship match turning into a fetish video, but LuFisto firing up LuFisto.
LuFisto's not one to be outdone. She pretty much made her name famous in this area thanks to the black and yellow ring, and she's going to continue to do it. As she takes those knees, drives them right into the face of Mickey Knuckles.
Oh, man! LuFisto, maybe the greatest female wrestler of the last decade, sends Mickey Knuckles retreating to the outside, trying to create some distance from the champion of WSU.
LuFisto has competed against every woman almost that's ever laced a pair of boots, and she's come out victorious. And she's definitely wants to keep that streak alive here against Mickey Knuckles.
A main event fitting of United, almost relaunching with two of the baddest women in the world fighting for that championship.
LuFisto, not a stranger to get a little extreme, but neither is Mickey Knuckles for that matter.
With that head of steam!
Oh, Lord!
Oh!
You know, for the first time since Mickey Knuckles, she's laying flat on her back at the hands of LuFisto. I've never seen anybody dominate Mickey Knuckles like we are seeing LuFisto do right now.
Size advantage, she's going right to that chest with the headbutts, trying to drive the wind.
It wasn't too long ago we saw Mickey Knuckles brawl all across the ring and destroy Jules Malone in an uncensored rules match.
You got Mickey Knuckles attempting what LuFisto did to her, driving all their weight in the midsection of the champion.
Maybe it's some of that strange Canadian heat. This Dyslexia is a bit of a unique person. With the beat of her own drum, does things her way, but not necessarily a bad thing. 12-year pro, so she's been around. And Cherry Bomb, very, very impressed by Cherry Bomb. That part is quite evident. Quick roll up here. Dyslexia able to get out of the side headlock. Cherry Bomb, one of the most decorated female athletes today. Voted Ontario Female Wrestler of the Year a few years back. And was that a noogie? I told you Dyslexia was a little bit unique, quite unorthodox. But hey, that's okay. As long as you can wrestle. That's why you're here in WEW. And Cherry Bomb meets Dyslexia with a knee, and Dyslexia comes up with a big foot. Side kick. Cherry Bomb didn't see that one coming. The Cherry Bomb, oh! Knees are hard into the corner. Oh no! Drop kick by Cherry Bomb to the glutes of Dyslexia. And that sent the head and neck of Miss Dyslexia right into that turnbuckle pad. Steel bolt behind that thin padding. And that gave Cherry Bomb an opportunity to completely change the tempo of this match in her favor. And the woman who peaked number 8 on the PWI Female 50 and spent 7 straight years ranked of the top 50 female athletes in professional wrestling begins to go to work. Hard series of overhand chops. Now for the ride. Dyslexia. I don't think she is quite has her wits about her right now. Thanks to the offense of Cherry Bomb, that is. And Cherry Bomb content, just going to wear away. Very slow, very basic. Doesn't want to be caught off guard with any more surprises. from Miss Dyslexia. Almost half a Cobra clutch by Cherry Bomb. Handful of hair. Cherry Bomb complaining about her hair being pulled. I did not see that. Well, I'd rather you not. I guess no one's insulted my opinion in that. Cherry Bomb, quite the opinionated young athlete, isn't she? But she gets the job done. And Steam. Baseball slide with what looked like a clothesline. Dyslexia is completely out of it. She has not recovered from that drop kick into the corner. Her head and neck hit hard. This could do it. No.
Pretty sure it wasn't.
Cherry Bomb's objections will not change the official's call.